Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, what is up? What is a good? The king of lightning is here today, bringing you guys and gals One Piece. Yeah, the One Piece War, chapter 852, the first chapter of the new year. Before I get started, honest to God, I'm kind of surprised that we're getting a chapter this week. I thought that we get a chapter next week, because normally it's like a 3-week thing when it comes to like the first few weeks of January before we get a chapter. The fact of the matter is that we have a chapter this week today, Thursday, and also I've been very busy with a lot of family matters, and I really couldn't get to the stuff I wanted to get to when it came to videos. That's why there was no videos for a while. I apologize, but most of that's taken care of. Most of that, I can't say, by no means is it all taken care of. Well, fuck no. But most of it's taken care of. So what I'll be doing is I'll be doing chapter reviews for the last 3 chapters, and then also having like a discussion video, also like some top 2016 stuff and so on and so forth. So without further ado, people, let us get into this chapter of One Piece Wa, the Germ of Failure. And here we have this painting that Robin made apparently of Chopper. It's disgusting. Kawaii. No, disgusting. So here we have Reiju. She was in the infirmary and she just woke up. Apparently she recovered really fast, probably because of her body, obviously. She probably doesn't remember what happened, given how Pudding wiped her memory, how she used the broken powers of just edit. Boom, I'm going to replace what actually happened with like some soldier shooting you. Absolutely crazy. Let's continue. I was walking around the castle when I ran into some soldiers that were screaming about an invader, and I got caught up in all of that. So yeah, she thinks that that's what happened, but see, that's a scary power, man. Like if Sanji wasn't there, this whole situation would have been like, whoo, man, it would have been brutal. So Sanji's not gonna tell Reiju about what happened. So we're at the prisoner's library, and like there is fire everywhere. So Jinbei set fire to the book. This allows people that are in the book that are trapped to escape. So that's clearly a obvious counter to Monto's powers, fire. And then Jinbei has a bucket of water, and he throws the bucket of water on Luffy and Nami as they come flying out. Jinbei, my dude! I'm liking it already. I get the feeling we've been through something like this before, and that's Nami and Luffy right there. I think they're talking about Mr. 3 in the wax. I'm pretty sure that's what they're talking about. Mr. 3 in the wax, where they were in the wax, and then they set the whole thing on fire for them to escape, and then we had Zoro come out like, you know, like the fire onigiri. That's what I'm thinking about right now, but it could be something else. Jinbei casually stating, yeah, his son pirates are under Big Mom's crew, and then Nami points to Opera, like, but this guy right here, Opera, and then he's like, rebellion. There's no going back now. Like, he's just mad casual. Like, fuck it. So now we have some guards coming because they heard screaming in the library. So this is where I'm like, really, Luffy? You're going to be running off on your own like that? Take care of Nami, Jinbei. Luffy, wait. The castle is crawling with strong enemies. Did you already forget what happened this morning, for crying out loud? So, like, that's what I'm saying. It's like, you would think, okay, like, let's go as a unit. But no, it's Luffy, the fool, the clown, the tard. So he's just going to go with head first. Which, in many ways, is appealing, but in some ways, it's like, dude, come on. Come on, man. Come on. You should know better, Muckadee. But apparently he doesn't. Sanji's done telling Reiju the story. You believe me? Of course. You never deceive me. She did seem a little too good to be true. Yes. 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 Hello? One of my key arguments, obviously. She was going to kill us all. Marriage or not, from the beginning. That is an interesting statement that she makes. Even our father, for all that he is, seems to have taken this situation a bit lightly. But it's for the better. I think the Germa should just die out here and now. I mean, the German aren't necessarily the nicest people in the world, obviously. Their ambitions of conquering the entire North Blue, plus they have clones, which you could argue from a moral standpoint is messed up, and so on and so forth. I mean, fuck, they use the clones as meat shields when they want to have a wall. However,
but don't ever take sides with anyone against the family again. Ever.
Maybe In this case, she means just the organization, but she still wants to be with her father and her brother and that kind of stuff. Judge and company have not been nice to Sanji, but the same thing doesn't apply to Reiju herself. So I guess for the greater good of the world, she's putting the world before her own family, which is interesting in that sense. I mean, how many of us can say, given a very intense situation, that we would forego our family for the sake of the world? A lot of us are taught family first and foremost. So it's a little bit heavy there in that sense, where she's like, yeah, well, we should all be wiped out. So even herself is like, yeah, like, I'll die too, probably. There's one memory I have that I simply can't put out of my mind. Mother and father's big fight. I realized what exactly it meant only much later. Mother was firmly against making the four of you soon to be born into unfeeling machines. A squabble between the parents, and you can see the mindsets between mom and dad. Sanji's mom took a drug when she was pregnant. According to Reiju, the drug was strong enough to react with the manipulated lineage factors of the children inside her.
Smoke weed every day.
Like, that is one hell of a drug. And I'm guessing that's also the reason why Sanji is considered a failure among the Vince Smoke. But it was all for naught. Your three brothers started showing signs of their superhumanness one after another. Their mother was weakening before their eyes due to the after effects of the drug. So this is Sanji's mom reacting to Sanji telling her, get better soon, and how kind he is. He's crying because she's happy, obviously. And then she passes away. And then this is how Judge reacts to it. He blames Sanji for this, basically. And then Sanji is a worthless failure. That kind of stuff. Kind of the same stuff we saw before, but more details on the whole matter. So it is the emotional thing. But you're crying, Reiju. Okay, so Reiju clearly was affected by the drug as well, if the lineage factors removed emotion completely. I just thought that it was the whole, our bodies are superhuman, and that's the only real change, biologically speaking. But it appears that there's also an emotional component to it as well, that you can even manipulate emotions before the child is born. The only one that was born with any trace of real emotion, that is who you are, Sanji. And that is why you are kinder than anyone. From a character standpoint, it really does not change his character at all with this revelation of how his mom took the drug and he gained emotions. Sanji's been Sanji. It's just more characterization for Sanji, I suppose, if you're gonna compare him to his brothers. And now we are back to Mocha D. Luffy. Lady Smoothie. So is she gonna get to action as well? Lady Smoothie, Mocha D. Luffy versus possibly the Hall of Treasures in front of the doors. Another problem about that, it's Boss Jinbei. He's currently inside the castle and a rebellion. Report the following to all soldiers. If we report any more unwarranted news to Mama's fickle ears, tomorrow's plans will be affected. Mama has been waiting for tomorrow's plan for a long time. What do you think will happen if it all goes up in smoke? The unthinkable. This is the 4th floor. Seal off all corridors leading. Yeah, dude, this is like some impel down shit. If speed is of the essence, I believe killing them may be faster than attempting capture. Fine, whatever, I give you permission. We have the whole cake impel down scenario right now when it comes to Luffy, and Brook is already gone. Brook's a badass for standing to Big Mom like that, but he means shit. Brook. Okay, now we're back to Sanji. Reiju says, forget the Germa and get out of here, Sanji. The Germa cling too fast to their old laurels. They're nothing but destroyers. This world doesn't need them. So again, it's putting the world before her family. This dialogue's pretty heavy, man, for this chapter. Seriously. What Big Mom wants is our science and technology. She doesn't appear to have much interest in the life of your savior either. And your father and brothers, who are currently dangling the floating restaurant over your head as a hostage, will be dead come tomorrow. And it's what they deserve. And then Sanji responds to Reiju, it's not like I have any special love for those guys. I hate them too, but I don't want you to die alongside them. Reiju, I have emotions left in me too. I cannot disobey father's orders. Like, that's some insane level of genome manipulation to then modify someone's psyche to where they can't defy the orders of their father no matter what. I'm an accomplice. My hands are plenty dirty. I deserve to die too.
That's fucking crazy, man.
Reiju. Coming in clutch. The bracelets, they won't explode or anything. I switched it out for a fake. Get it together, Sanji. Take a hard look at the most important things. You're never going to meet people as amazing as the ones you have now. as long as you live. And then Luffy fighting through the wave of soldiers as Reiju talks to Sanji about this stuff. Like, the chapter, honestly, is far more characterization for Reiju as opposed to Sanji himself. So, we get one chapter, and then there's no chapter next week. Like, it's amusing because it's the first chapter of the year, and then a week later, no chapter. So, I'm gonna see you cats in 2 weeks' time, once again, for One Piece. And now that most of the family stuff is taken care of, I can dedicate more time to doing the videos. And also, I've been streaming a lot more on Twitch, playing a lot of Overwatch, so I'll see you cats there on Twitch. There'll be a link in the box below for that as well. So King of Lightning, rate the video, comment, and subscribe as always. Give me your thoughts on the dialogue at hand. Peace, because honestly, it mainly is a exposition chapter, and it's mainly characterization for Reiju and getting a sense of the depth of genetic manipulation that goes on with the Vin Smokes, and of course Luffy escaping as well with Jinbei. So once again, rate the video, comment, and subscribe as always. Have a nice day.